welcome. My name is Luann Pikett and you are in my kitchen, and what you are seeing is my counter with flour on it. So today I've gotten where I like to make cookies for my parents. My dad's in a nursing home and I thought, he doesn't get a lot of snacks, and I'm going to make him some cookies, and of course Mom too. And I'm making gingerbread cookies. I'm going to try to make them into gingerbread men. I actually have this little cutter. This little cutter, though, has actually got a split in here, and I taped it. So I don't know how well that's going to work, but we're going to try it. Okay, so I'm going to need the oven on 375. Let me go ahead and turn that on so I have that going. I have wet hair and no makeup on tonight, because I'm, I had to get all cleaned up, ready for church tomorrow. So I just kind of look like a wet rat with wet hair right now. So what this has for the gingerbread cookies is half a cup of butter softened, half a cup of brown sugar, half a cup of molasses, 1 egg, 3½ cups of flour, half a teaspoon of baking powder, or 1 teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, half a teaspoon of ginger, 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, 1/4 teaspoon of cloves, half a cup of buttermilk or soured milk, 1 cup of raisins, and royal icing. And I'm not really going to make royal icing because I didn't get the stuff to do that, but I am going to make an icing for it. And I actually made half that recipe because I'm not going to need that many cookies, because I'm just making them in small batches for them. So what you do is I've already made it, as you can see, and I made the dough, and you chill it for 2 hours. And I can post the recipe if you want the exact recipe of how you mix it together. This is the one I'm going to do for Mom. I didn't put raisins in hers because she doesn't normally like to eat raisins, and so I'm going to make hers with no raisins. And you will find if you roll this dough out, this is one of the easiest doughs to work with. This gingerbread cookie dough. It's just so easy to roll. Doesn't stick real bad. It's a great dough. So I find it easier than sugar cookie dough. Sugar cookie dough to me sticks a lot worse. This one is sticking right here on the counter, but I'm going to fix that. There we go. Matter of fact, I'm going to turn it over. Royal icing is good. It's made with egg whites. You can buy powdered egg whites, actually. You don't even have to use real egg whites. That's just what I usually do. But I'm just going to make a powdered sugar icing for it instead, because that one you have to whip. It's just, I don't know what, I'm going to do something a lot simpler. It's a lot simpler. So I'm going to kind of take off this flour, because I don't need this flour. And I have rolled it a little thin. That's okay. Now, these are going to bake, let's see, what does it say? For 10 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to see if we can make these little cookies here without ruining my little cookie cutter that's already kind of split. Oh, isn't he cute? Now, you do not have to roll this out and cut it. You could put this in a log and slice it if that was what you wanted. Aren't those adorable? But you don't have to make the gingerbread man. But, the reason I wanted to do this is because when I was a little girl, really little, the Edison Mall was the only mall that we had. It was really kind of new. We didn't even have a mall when I was really like a baby. We didn't have a mall. Everything was downtown. But when they built the mall when I was really young, and we would go to the mall, Mom and I would go to the mall sometimes, and when we would go, there was a bakery in the mall, and I think it was Mason's Bakery, if I'm not mistaken. It was in the mall, not far from Sears, a little down past the food court where it is now, maybe. And, see if I can get these up without mutilating my little gingerbread man. Oh, he's getting mutilated. He'll go back. But, she would take me, when we go to the mall, she'd take me to that bakery every time we went to the mall and let me pick out a cookie, and I just loved that. I got a cookie. And every time I wanted the gingerbread men, they always had gingerbread men cookies with the raisins. Now theirs were bigger than this. These are going to be kind of small, but I'm making them kind of small on purpose. I don't want them real big. But I always wanted the gingerbread man. I think it's just because I thought he was so cute with his little eyes and his little buttons. And, but I did eat it, so I did like them, apparently. Was I supposed to grease that pan? Oh, lightly greased. Okay, so let's take him back off. I don't want him sticking. And let's grease this pan. Oopsie, grease the pan. You know, some cookies you grease the pan and some you don't. And sometimes you throw the can on the floor. And sometimes you don't. Okay, here we go. Lightly greased. There we go. So let's put my little gingerbread people on there. He's so cute. Usually I make these cookies thicker than this, but these don't have raisins, so they don't have to be that thick. Okay, let's try this one. Oh, look. But the reason I wanted to go ahead and make these cookies into the actual gingerbread men, because it reminds me of when I was really little, going to the mall, to the bakery, and Mom said you can have a cookie, and I always wanted the gingerbread men. And they used to put them, I remember they used to put them in the display window. So if you walked past, get back there. If you walked past the bakery, you could look in their little window and see gingerbread men sitting in the window. And I would always say, Mom, if we didn't stop, Mom, I want the gingerbread man. She'd be like, okay, we'll go get the gingerbread man. We always got him. Could be somewhat of a dry cookie. Now they didn't, whoops, I just kind of mutilated him. Just pretend like you didn't see that. He just a little challenge in life. But they're much better with icing on them. But you know, the ones they made at the bakery, I don't think they ever put icing on them. Because they had the raisins down the front. And icing adds a little moisture. And of course a little sweetness. Because they can sometimes be a little dry. But oh, do they have a lot of flavor. Gingerbread cookies. There we go. Put that on there. I'm just putting them over here on my pan. How many is that making? Making about a dozen cookies for half of it. That's pretty good. I like to give them at least a dozen cookies. It should make a little more. I had the air turned on because I'm in here baking, but you know, it goes off and then I'm like, okay, now I'm going to be hot because I'm standing here by the oven. And I have both the stove and the oven on right now because I'm making stew for tomorrow lunch as well. Okay, one more little gingerbread. More little gingerbread boy. They're just so cute. Well, he don't want to let go of his surroundings here. There we go. Now, let's take the dough that's left. But this is such a fun dough to work with because it's not as, even though you would think it'd be sticky because it has molasses in it, but it really is not as weak or sticky as some of like a sugar cookie dough. You don't want to manipulate it because you don't want to make it tough. So kind of just mush it back together. Roll it out. But see, it doesn't stick to the rolling as bad. It does a little bit, but not as bad as other cookie doughs. A little flour on it. Keep on rolling, it won't stick. There we go. Alright, so let's make a few more. I want to make sure it's not stuck. There we go. Well, me taping this cookie cutter back has worked pretty well. I'm trying to not push real super hard with it. If I peel this part away first. I can't even see. If anybody's on there, if anybody's commenting, I have it kind of up in the air and I can't see it. So hello, if you are there. Let's make some gingerbread cookies. These are, of course, really good for Christmas, but they're good for not Christmas, too. And that's what we have right now, not Christmas. But you know, I used to get these at the bakery in the mall all year round. They did not just make them for Christmas, I don't believe. I think it was year round. It sure seemed like it. It seemed like they always had these. I think they sold them a lot to kids. And you know, just like I did, get the parent to go in the, Mom, I want a cookie. And so that they put them in the window. So all the kids wanted the gingerbread cookies. They're so cute. There's a couple more. Uh-oh, I'm about to behead him. Don't behead yourself. There we go. Didn't cut as well. I fixed it. You know, I have a little thing made from, we used to call them paper trees, melaleuca trees we used to have in the yard. My grandfather, my mom's dad, he used to really do calligraphy a lot. He was really good at it. And he figured out he could write on that bark. You could peel it off the, it's just like paper, peel it off the tree. And he made stuff out of it. And this one he made of Jesus with a little lamb. And he wrote, "The Lord is my shepherd" on it in calligraphy. I still have that. And for a while I just had it, you know, wasn't in anything. It was just loose. And I noticed, because it is, you know, kind of a biodegradable thing, I noticed that it was kind of starting to disintegrate just a little bit. And poor little Jesus was kind of being beheaded. I'm like, oh, Jesus, you're losing your head. Don't do that. Don't do that, Jesus. So I actually, like, glued it back. And then I put it in like a frame, like a one of those frames you can put something, like a display case type frame. So Jesus is now safe and should no longer try to lose his head. Now, this piece I have left. You can either press it into there. Sometimes I try to do that. I don't know, this is kind of small. Yeah, I'm not going to put my fingers in that. So I'm just going to make a round cookie. Look, see, instant round cookie. Okay, this tray is full, so I'm going to put this one in the oven for 10 minutes. And then we're going to make some more. Here we go. Let's set that for 10 minutes. Then I have the one, that was the batch for Mom because she doesn't want the raisins. Then I have the one with the raisins for Dad because he loves raisins. So let me get that out of the refrigerator because it's in there chilling. So see, I wrap it in plastic. You see the raisins in that one. Then we'll put some more flour down though. So this bakes at 375 for about 10 minutes. A little more flour down there. Okay, so let's unwrap this from plastic, but you do have to chill this dough. If you don't chill this dough, it's a sticky, gooey mess with that molasses, and you can't roll it. So you do need to chill it for 2 hours. It's been in there 2 hours. I went ahead and made it because I thought, well, I can't do one live with it. You know, we're not going to sit here for 2 hours, so I'm waiting for it to chill. I would have had to do 2 separate ones anyway. So I put some flour on that side. And I just kind of start rolling. This is a little bit bigger half because last week Mom told me, you better give more to your dad than you give to me. But she's not supposed to have so much sugar, so. Okay, this week I made more for Dad than her. Hopefully she'll be happy about that. I am trying to flip this over more this time because last time, you see how easy it rolls when it's chilled. See, when it gets warm, that's when it starts to kind of stick to the rolling pin, but it doesn't stick at all if you are chilling it really well. And then you see all those raisins in there, so good. Let's make sure this is loose. Yeah, see, this one I got loose. Okay, so now, while that's in there, I have another pan, and it's down here in my oven. I love these huge cookie sheets because you can do like a whole the cookies at one time. Spray that pan. Get my little gingerbread cutter. Now, I don't know how well he's going to do with these raisins with this little split in his side, but we're going to try it. I did these a little thicker because of the raisins too. All right, right there, there's a raisin. It doesn't want to cut. Sorry, I have to have a little operation here, buddy. It's got a little growth on his side. Little raisin. That's all right. Got raisins in it. You're gonna have issues sometimes. Okay, there's that one. Try to cut these loose. There we go. You always get a raisin on the side. I think at the bakery in the mall when I was a kid, I don't know that they put raisins in the gingerbread or if they just put them on the top. You know, they were a lot bigger and they made eyes, nose, and mouth and 3 buttons or 2 buttons down the front. Oh, they were so cute. But I'm not sure if they put any more in them. They may just have had those on them. Get that closer. But of course the raisins were the best part because they were so sweet. Oh, that one did pretty well. So tomorrow's church, so I'm getting ready everything for church. I am bringing my Lime Life by Alcone lip gloss to church tomorrow because I have a couple of ladies that want to see that. So I'm bringing it to church. If you are going to church where I'm going to church and you want to see some of the lip glosses, I'm probably going to bring the lipstick too, just in case they say, oh, I want to see that, I'll have it. Because it doesn't take up much room. So I'm going to probably bring all the lip colors tomorrow to church. So if you are there and you say, I want to see something, I want to see some lip color, I'll have them. So just find me. I'm usually sitting near the front. I like to be able to see and hear and not be distracted. So I like the front of church. I don't know why people avoid the front of church because it's much more peaceful up there. Not many distractions. You can see better. First of all, I'm kind of nearsighted, so I don't see very well at a distance, even though I do have glasses. But when you're nearsighted, you have a tendency, even with glasses, it's a habit that you want to see, so you sit up front so you can see well. And then plus, I'm short, so then I don't have people to look over as much. He kind of has an elephant leg, that poor little one. It's a raisin. He has raisin leg. Raisin leg. Okay, let's this one. But this is a plastic cutter. It's not a metal one, so it doesn't go through the raisins very well. So if there's a raisin on the edge, it's just not working too well. They're still going to be good no matter what, though. It's been 5 minutes. And I'll only have to probably do this in 2 batches. Because I didn't make a whole lot. That way I do not have to exhaust myself making hundreds of cookies. I can just make a couple dozen, 2 or 3 dozen. Give them to mom and dad. Of course, taste test a couple for myself. Hello, welcome. Making gingerbread cookies tonight. Let me roll that back again. It's kind of not smushed together really well. There we go. Whoops. Get back here. Alrighty, let's cut a few more. Oh no! He lost his arm. Poor little thing. I'll put it back on there. Got stuck in the cookie cutter. Okay, here we go. Arm repair. There you are. It's a little deformed now, but he's okay. Now let's, oh, you know what I need? Let's just dip that in the flour. That's probably the problem. This is not a real strong plastic one. This is kind of a strong dough, which is probably why this is broken. And that raisin, yeah, see, those raisins are not wanting to let go. Oh, don't take his head off. There we go. Don't do it, don't do it. I think there's a raisin there. It doesn't want to go. Yep, there we go. There's another one there. But I don't want to make them without raisins or just raisins on the top because I like a lot of raisins in them. And so does Dad, so I want to make them that way for him. I can barely fit one in there. Okay. One in there. Just about done here. Let's see if we can do another one there. Uh-oh, he's sticking to the table. the counter. He's kind of got, looks like he had a hatchet hit him in the head. See, he's got kind of a split open head. He's okay though. He can take it. Alright, let's put this back together. Kind of smush it together a little better. Okay, let's roll this one out. Just about done. One there. I don't know if I've ever even made this recipe with the gingerbread men. I don't know that I have. I've made this recipe, but I don't know that I made it. I think I just made them round because it's kind of easy. But I'm being special today. Since there's not so many of them, we can be special, right? We are. Might be able to do one more. Then, I'm going to check these real quick. They got 2 more minutes, it says. That's a fat one there. I want to see what they look like since those were kind of thin. Oh, they look real pretty. I might go ahead and take those out since they were real thin. But I do have an air pan, so they aren't going to burn. There's a layer of air between 2 pieces of the pan. See, look how it's just sticking now because it's, yes, I know. It's almost time, beep. One more cookie. One more gingerbread man, then we'll make our little round cookie. Uh-oh, get back here. Let go. There you go. Come on. Then here's going to be our little round one, and then we got this next batch will be ready to go in. Just perfect timing. There we go. Here's our little round cookie. We'll put that on the pan. And that one will be ready for the oven as soon as I get that other one out. And then I got a nice little mess to clean up there. I'm going to move that over. Oh. Wash my hands. Alright, there we go. Let's take these out. Find my hot pad. Here it is. Look, aren't they pretty? Look at a little fat round one. Gingerbread cookies! Alright, let's put these in. 10 more minutes. Then we'll have a few more. Okay, 10 minutes. Then when they cool, I will ice them. And all I'm going to do with the icing is I'm going to use some powdered sugar. I'm not even going to measure it because I have no idea how much to do because this recipe calls for a different kind of icing. I'll just put like a ½ cup of icing, you know, powdered sugar in the bowl. And I'm going to add not milk or water, but I learned this making a cake one time from a recipe. Use heavy cream. If you use heavy cream, it will make the icing a whole lot thicker. It won't be real super runny, and that's what I want, the nice real thick icing. So there we go. Let me see, let's get this one. He's a little done. Oh, this one comes right off. There he is. Isn't he cute? He's gonna be a little crispy. That one is. But oh yeah, these are not sticking at all. Coming right up. These are kind of like ginger cookie crisps. That's perfectly fine. Gingerbread. And then we will, and that's just flour that's on them. Uh-oh, he's trying to escape. Get on there. And then all I'm going to do is spread that icing on them. Make a real thick, heavy whipping cream and powdered sugar kind of a paste. And I'm going to spread it on there and let it cool and dry, and that's it. And then I will just mix enough heavy whipping cream into that to just make it, like I said, like a kind of where I can spread it. And then when I do that, I just pour enough in. It ain't gonna be very much. Just drip a little in until it gets that way. And then there's a little round one. Okay, here we go. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and go. And I hope you enjoyed this fun tutorial for making the